feeling like a slob, just make it your job to listen to Todd. When you tune in, you will feel like $1,000,000. You will have more fun than a kid with a Tonka truck. If you're all alone with a small dick in your radio, we can help it grow. The Todd Shapiro Show. I'm gonna do our very best, and it ain't no lie. Gonna make your testicles feel electrified. Take advice from Rob. I take a chance on Todd.
Short and sweet, I love it. Oh, yeah.
I don't want good luck cans.
So this is what we're doing right away. We're getting into it. Welcome to the Todd Shapiro Show here on SiriusXM Canada Laughs, channel 168, a channel that's truly known for helping comedians and putting comedians out there. And if there's one Canadian comedian who's probably helped every single Canadian comedian, I'm stuttering. I think I'm nervous, actually. And none of them are in this room except for this main guy here. We have something in common, believe it or not. We were both on Video on Trial, and he's only the third highest paid comedian in the world, and he can't quite get to second. Russell Peters, everybody.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks, Theodore Shapiro.
How are you? It's Todd. Yeah.
No, that's why I always thought Todd was short for Theodore, but
Ted.
Yeah.
It's Ted. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
I'm great. You look really good.
You look like an underweight wrestler.
That's the thing. I'm going for like that wet kind of Bret Hitman Hart. It worked for him, right? That's the deal. Yeah.
But you're like a Jewy Bret.
And with no strength whatsoever.
Yeah.
I'm probably as strong. Well, I was going to say a terrible joke. As strong as his brother now. That's it.
Wow. I'll let you say that, not me, buddy.
That's harsh. So you're in town. You're promoting this big Canadian wing of your world tour. You must just be having a blast with it.
I am ready to have a blast. It kicks off on Saturday in Saskatoon, and I mean, what better place to start your tour?
You got to be lying.
No, I really do think it's a good place to start. Who's leading off in Saskatoon? Me. I'm breaking ground again, guys.
So where's your favorite place to play in Canada? Do you have a favorite place? I mean, obviously you're from here. You're from Toronto.
I am from here. Vancouver has always been a really solid for me. They've always been rabid, and then obviously Toronto's my home. You know what I mean? But anywhere in Canada, I'm happy with.
You're known. It's wild. Doing a little research, and it's so easy to find research these days on Wikipedia, and who knows what's true, Russell. But I mean, the fact that you sell out the ACC, the first ever comedian to do so, and you sell out over in London, you sell out Madison Square Garden. Do you ever sort of take a step back and go, how the fuck did I do this?
Oh yeah, I all the time question that. I'm just like, after, put it this way, this is my 4th arena tour, and I was talking to my brother before when we were like trying to plot what we're going to do this year, and I was like, do you think we have, even at the end of the last tour, I would say to my brother, I think that was our last arena tour. I'm going to miss it. And then, he was like, what do you want to do? And I go, I don't know. Should we try? And he was like, well, we could do a couple of nights at such and such. And I'm like, I think if we do that, that says to the people, we don't think we have another arena in us. And I said, fuck it, let's just do it. Let's go for it. We did, and thank God we're over 100,000 tickets sold, and apparently the desire's still there from everybody. So thanks, guys. I'm ready to give it to you.
Man, people love you. It's just you're a comedian that just resonates with so many different people, and it's because you're so diverse, and especially here in Canada, we're such a diverse country. In the States, do you wish you broke a little bit more ground? And I know, granted, I know you've sold out Madison Square Garden and stuff, but the fame that you have abroad in Australia and everything, is there still something to be had there for you?
I mean, it's just more a question of I'm underground hip hop. You know what I mean? But like a really successful underground hip hop.
Very, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like Wu-Tang in the 90s. Where if you liked hip-hop, you knew Wu-Tang, you loved Wu-Tang. And now they've become this sort of cultish thing where you go to Target and they sell Wu-Tang T-shirts. So it's kind of, I'm kind of like ahead of the curve on myself there.
Smart way to look at it.
And when they catch up, they'll catch up, and I'm not really too concerned about it. And it's called Almost Famous for that very reason, I'm famous. I could be more famous. I'm famous to the people that know me, and to the people that don't know me, they sort of may kind of have an idea. So I'm almost famous.
You're pretty famous. Do you still get the pregame jitters before a big stadium show? Much like I think I have the pregame jitters before you coming in here, believe it or not.
I don't get the jitters. I get anxious when the lights go dark and you hear 15,000 people screaming.
What a rush.
Yeah, you get a rush. And then I get really emotional because it's my country. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, like Toronto, when the lights go dark, I'm like, I can't believe this city loves me this much. You know what I mean? And then I get out there and I got to suck it up. Literally got to suck it up right before I get up there, because otherwise I'll cry on stage like a little bitch.
Have you always recognized it's a privilege and an honor to do what you do and have that much acceptance?
Always.
Or yeah, you never got cocky
I never
about it?
ever take it for granted. And I never even look at it as my success. I kind of always look at it as our success. You know, as Canadians, we've always wanted something and someone that defined us as and still repped us when we left. You know, a lot of guys leave here and then they for some reason forget that they're from here and never talk about being from here. And I will never do that. You know, I remember when I did Jimmy Kimmel a couple of years ago, I held up a sign that said Brampton right before. And when they do the cutaway
Sure,
to you, I held
proud.
up a sign that said Brampton.
I mean, at some point with all the Rob Ford stuff, I might not say I'm right from here, but people must ask you about that everywhere
They ask me
you
all
go.
the time, but I'm not here, so I don't really know what's, you know, I just know what I hear on the news. And then I hear from people here. Some people say, you know, he's doing a good job, and some people say he's saving us money, and then other people say fuck him. And I kind of like having him in office. I think it's good for the city, you know. It gives you the freak show you want to come and see.
I actually agree with you, too. I think the fact that a lot of people might not have known Toronto, come and visit Toronto, and then they realize everyone's actually not like Rob Ford, but they get to enjoy the spectacular parts of the city being diverse and all.
Yeah.
And just great restaurants, great culture, great sports teams that never get to the playoffs.
Apparently some good crack. I mean, you know, whatever it is.
Hey, here with Russell Peters. This is really cool, man. You talk about Canadians, guys like Rob Ford, maybe Justin Bieber. A lot of these guys represent us poorly. Does that kind of piss you off, especially if someone like Celine Dion?
I don't think they represent us poorly, because I don't think they represent us. They represent themselves poorly. Nobody goes, oh, Rob Ford, Toronto must be fucked. Do you know what I mean? They go, Rob Ford, oh, what a funny guy. Look at the dumb shit he's doing. And then they find out that, oh my God, he saved us money. So he's a fuck up, but he's good at his job.
Have you seen the most recent stuff with him and Mike Tyson?
I did. I watched it on the news yesterday.
Yeah.
I just saw Mike about half an hour, 40 minutes ago.
Is Mike a good buddy of yours?
I am buddies with Mike.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what did Mike have to? He just had a tirade on one of the local channels here.
It's funny. The first thing he said to me, he had just walked out from doing Nathan's interview, and I walked into the other room where Mike was, and he goes, "Hey, what's up, man? Hey, you know this little bitch on the other side?" I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm like, well, I thought he was kidding. I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, he said he's like your best friend. I said, he's not my best friend. What's going on here? Everybody knows he said they're your best friend, man. Fuck you little phony ass bitches. And, you know, Mike's a real guy. That's the thing you got to understand about Mike Tyson. People may say this and that about him, but he's a real guy. He reacts like a real person. He doesn't bite his tongue for you. And, you know, having spent some time with him, and he's been to my house, and he says it as it is. And, you know, I was talking to somebody who knows Mike as well, and we all said that if Mike Tyson had raped that girl, he would have told us.
He's that honest. He's that candid.
He'd have been like, yeah, I did that shit. You know, I fucked up, whatever. That's why I never really buy that whole story that he did that, because knowing him the way I know him, he would have said it.
Wears every emotion on his sleeve. I know reading his book, he talked about having gonorrhea during one of his big matches.
When he
you
won
didn't
the
have to tell us that. Yeah, you didn't have to tell us that.
He told me some crazy stories. You know, just stuff that made me go, wow, that's fucking crazy.
It's a great life.
Yeah, like he lived it, you know.
He can do it like no other. Are you a big boxing fan? Are you a big sports fan?
I'm a huge boxing fan. Boxing and MMA, I don't watch any team sports at all. Then it doesn't excite me.
Had you go to a lot of MMA matches? UFC?
I go to a lot of boxing matches, a lot of MMA.
Who are the guys?
Stuff.
Who are the guys you love?
I mean, fighter-wise, you know, obviously Mayweather. There's the big names out there, and But then there's guys coming up like Gennady Golovkin, the Triple G, and then there's Deontay Wilder, who's like 34-0 with 34 knockouts. And, you know, the boxing's really on an upswing that people aren't ready for right now. Because then everybody keeps counting it out. Oh, the UFC is killing boxing. I'm like, watch, stupid. Boxing goes in waves. It'll go up, and then it goes way down, then it comes back up. You know, it's just the way boxing goes. And I always said that UFC will play itself out. They'll oversaturate the market, and they'll lose their event status. And that's what's happening lately. They've got a lot of cards on, but you don't know what you're watching. Am I watching an old fight rerun? Is this UFC? Is this Tough? Is this Fight Night? I don't know. They've changed it all. They've given it all these different titles, so you don't know what you're watching anymore.
It's become like baseball. It's just every night.
Every night, and you don't know if it's old, new, live, taped. You don't know anymore.
Speaking of baseball, and I don't mean to segue this way, but I was also reading how George Carlin was a massive influence on you.
Yeah, he was everything to me, and he was a massive baseball fan.
Yeah, and the baseball, football. Is there a certain George Carlin? Because you know the younger generation, I feel like they still don't even they don't know who George Carlin is, and what a pioneer in comedy in terms of just being candid and being so political and really having a voice with an opinion. Is there a bit that you would tell people to go on YouTube?
I always tell people to watch George Carlin's bit on religion. I always tell people, I'm like, go watch that. Whenever I meet somebody who goes on about being religious, I'm like, go watch that and just tell me what you think after.
It's he was just he was so smart.
Religion is bullshit.
It is. He was great in terms of talking about the government. In terms of his 7 Dirty Words. Everyone knows George Carlin's classics. Russell Peters, you also talked about how YouTube helped you really do very well because you uploaded a 45-minute video of yourself.
I never uploaded anything.
I thought you uploaded, and then people put little snippets of it. And
I still. It's funny. It's in my new show right now about how computer unsavvy I am, and I do a whole thing about how I do not know how to upload. To this day, I do not know how to upload.
Do you know how to download at least?
I can download and stream. That's all I can do.
Well, that's how you have so many great people working for you, I guess.
Yeah, but we still to this day have never located the person who uploaded my stuff onto YouTube.
No way.
I've yet to meet this person.
It was actually me. Yeah. Can I have 5%?
I hope you like McDonald's because I'm taking you there. I've got one of those coupons for a free sandwich.
Hey, listen, just to I'll eat your McDonald's any day, man. That'd be the
best. That's aggressive.
Wait, are you on this show?
Jay Brody,
for God's sake.
Well, Jay Brody, by the way, an up and coming aspiring comedian. Honestly, the funniest guy on radio in Canada today. This guy is brilliant. Right beside me
too. He's like you're like the Ben Miner of this room.
Yeah, I had to stop wearing that hat. I used to come in with a po' boy hat, and everyone. And I've been Ben Miner stunt double for the last 6 months as well. So.
Where are you from?
Mississauga.
Are you?
Mississauga.
What school did you go to?
You went to Chinguacousy. I know that.
I went to Chinguacousy for 9 and 10. Got kicked out and sent to North Peel.
Oh, I went to Cabot, John Cabot. It was a new school they built. Would have went to Pocock, but they built.
Pocock.
Yeah.
This is like what Jewish people do when they get together. They do like Jewish geography. They just talk about something.
Geography. I've seen what's happening with your geography in the Middle East.
Oh man, eh? Do you have any opinions on that, or is that nah? Neither do I.
Here's my opinion on it. You got two people fighting. It's basically the fighting over their own fairy tales. One guy's fighting about the Tooth Fairy, and the other guy's fighting about the Easter Bunny. And neither one of you are right.
We had a Palestinian comedian on the show the other day who is just a young guy named Fouad HP. Young. We try and inspire a bunch of different new comedians every day. Same with musicians. And he talked about how he found out his great grandmother was Jewish. Actually, I'm like, you must throw rocks at yourself.
Yeah, like when he gets stoned, he. Nobody? All right. Hey, is there a private room I can just go fuck myself? Like you guys all just made me feel like.
Do it right here. We do all the time. Russell Peters, how's your daughter doing?
She's great. She asked about you.
No,
well, she shit herself. I just assumed that she was. She's doing great. She's a daddy's girl, and that's her now.
Oh my goodness!
I like her.
Wow. Got none of your looks, huh?
That came out of my dirty part.
Oh, that's got to be so great. How has fatherhood changed you?
I don't think it's changed me. It made me care about somebody for real for the first time. I mean, other than your obvious immediate your brother and your mother, but I understand throwing yourself in front of a bus for someone. you say it, in your life. Oh, I throw myself in front of a bus for that person. I don't know if you've ever said that, but I would, genuinely do that.
That's amazing. And do you speak candidly in your new show about how marriage didn't work out for you?
I've tried. Every time I touch the subject, my audience is very, very together. My audiences, they're usually married, and they're usually all living.
A lot of couples, yeah. I know. I went to your show last time at the ACC.
It's great because you see a hot chick, but then she's with her goofy boyfriend, and then you're like, wow, I'm not going to score out of this audience at all.
I'm sure you have no problem scoring Russell Peters. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. How's the dating life going? Will you ever enter a relationship that is that much of a commitment, like the institution of marriage?
No, I will definitely say I will not get married again. And as far as having a girlfriend goes, I don't know that I'm even prepared for that anymore. I don't think I'm set up that way.
Are you too narcissistic, too self-indulgent, or just too hard, too focused, or too love women too much?
I get bored of people very easily. Not people, just girls usually. And I got a wandering eyes. I got to admit my faults. It's never the girl's fault. Sometimes it is, but I would say 98% of the time it's me,
It's good that you know that. Are you on Tinder at all?
No, I can't. What are you going to do on Tinder? Yeah. Hey, what's up? I'm Russell. Oh.
Does it amaze you, though?
I do look at Tinder. My friends have it.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I will start swiping the ugly chicks for them. Hey, look at this, have her.
You actually end up helping them out, which is what you do.
Turns out they have an ugly fetish, but they couldn't address it. Like you big fatty.
Are you talking to Anna? Yeah, that's Anna Sizon. She also sits in on the show. Anna, do you have any questions for Russell Peters, one of Canada's most famous comedians of all time?
Anna, you're not old enough to have cans on your hip.
Well, see, I'm pregnant and I'm letting my baby listen to you through these headphones.
Really
No.
Are you crazy? I'm like you. Marriage, what? Kids?
Yeah.
Russell
Swallow those. Those words. Swallow those words.
Swallowing. No. Russell and I actually met when I worked at eTalk, and I don't remember what it was. It was some event. I think it was a red carpet, but I had Russell had said to me if I was in a relationship, to which I replied no, and then you had a premonition for me that I was going to marry a hockey player.
Yeah.
Like most hot blondes. Yeah.
Or I think you advised me, like, go marry a hockey player or something, and yeah. Nope, didn't happen.
Then she told me to go puck myself.
So I'm wondering if I have any questions. I guess it's, where should I start looking? And are you still on this hockey player thing? Like,
no,
is
have
that
you
my
thought
fairy
about
tale?
a brown guy?
For a momentary thing?
I'm listening. Two commitment phobia people.
Yeah.
I think we could be great together.
Oh my goodness.
For
let's
one
talk
night,
after the show.
definitely.
For one night every few months.
That must be fun, long distance relationships for you. Like, do you have some ladies in different cities?
I know people.
Yeah.
I know, but honestly, this is gonna sound like such a fucking douchebag.
Oh, whatever.
I start a roster, and then I get bored of the roster, and then I clear it out and go with nothing until I find some new roster members.
Do you know what? At least you're honest about it, and I commend you for that.
There's nothing douchebaggy about that. Much like Mike Tyson, if people just speak their mind, if people are open and honest of who they are and recognize that their faults are really what the faults put on other people put on you, but
Yep.
you're just living the life you choose. It's not the life that people think is the way it should be, and it's unfortunate because you're happy. And that's what counts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't try and sell girls a dream anymore. I think that was also a negative way to go about it. I'm not trying to gas your head up into thinking you're the only one. I don't want you to think that this is going somewhere. I tell them right away now. I'm like, listen, this is what it is right now. And I mean, if you're cool, we'll still hang out, and if you're not, that's cool too. I don't want to trick you into anything. It's got to be. I'm too old for this shit now. You know what I mean?
How old are you now?
I'm 44 now. I'll be 44 in like 2 weeks. So.
Good for you, man. You look great. It's so weird. No, with these Forbes lists and everything, and people know the amount of money you make. And I said off the top that jokingly you're the third highest paid comedian in 2013, and Seinfeld's number one. Like, it's insane to be in that category.
It is very insane.
Does it bother you though, knowing what people know what you make, and then?
Well, no, because the funny thing is, you can make that. That doesn't mean you have that. You know what I mean?
Well, you do have an ex-wife.
Yeah. You have 20. You made 21 million, but you got to really boil that down. If you see let's just say somebody made $20 million, that they may have walked away on a good, if they're lucky, maybe 7, which is still not a bad amount. But when you look at you're losing 13 to other places, you're like, where the fuck is this going?
There's a lot of
But
money.
you got to
going
live your
places.
life focusing on what you do have and not what you don't have.
What's the salary cap on your roster like?
Well, let me see your vagina. Brody. Let me see what's grody.
When it comes to like Christmas though, or people's birthdays, they must expect that you're going to get them extravagant gifts. No,
because here's what I'm the kind of person I buy people things that when I see it fit, like, I may just see something and I'm like, oh my God, this would be perfect for so-and-so. And I just get it for them. And I'm not good at surprises, so I don't hang on to it until their birthday. It's not a reward. It's more of a, hey man, I saw this is really cool. Like, my brother, I bought him at a store. My brother just happened to mention that he liked a car and I bought it for him.
what kind of car?
It was a Porsche.
Unbelievable. Yeah,
But-
yeah. I mean, what a
But
great brother.
I bought it for him last year.
Yeah.
And I said, "This is for your 50th next year."
Your
But
brother,
then my
yeah.
brother's son just turned 1, and I didn't get him anything because I'm an asshole uncle apparently. But I'm like, he's 1. He's gonna get spoiled. It's just doesn't make sense right now, and it's not like I'm gonna buy him something that's gonna change anybody's life. Am I right?
Hey, Russell, I know
I
what
know it's the thought that counts, but at the same time, I'm like, fuck, I wouldn't know what to get him. My brother's really good at getting like these little detail things. Like he got my daughter a Tiffany, was it stainless steel?
They got the necklace.
The necklace.
This box
Yeah.
that she can put her teeth in when she loses her teeth. But he got it for her like 2 years ago when she didn't really have teeth yet.
That's pre-planning a
But
gift.
very,
Yeah.
very, very ahead of its time.
Yeah, he's thoughtful.
And I'm not that way. I want something that's going to get used right away. And the kids want. I'm like, what am I going to get? Here's some new diapers, Matthew. Shit yourself silly.
You like the ta-da. He likes to do ta-da.
He
I
likes
do like ta-da. I do like
Yeah.
ta-da.
Ta-da. Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
imagine having an uncle as Russell Peters. That would be the absolute coolest. I guess your nephew's name is Matthew.
Yeah.
At the end of the
And
day,
he's
though,
my godson.
he's beautiful. It's lovely. You're so. I love how you're so close to the family. But in a few years' time, when Matthew's old enough to realize how cool a Porsche is, he can tell all the other kids to fuck off because his daddy's got a Porsche that he gets dropped off in school in.
His dad's got 2 Porsches, actually.
Yeah. So you've really pre-planned. You're one step ahead as always, Russell Peters.
Yeah, I planted the seed for the little one. My brother one got the SUV after.
How is it? You and Clayton. Do you guys? Clayton's so good to you. He's your manager and everything. You guys travel the world
Who's my
together.
brother?
No, but do you guys ever butt heads?
When we do, it's never like major. It's like he's having a bad day or I'm having a bad day, and maybe we might be a little short with each other one day, but it's never like fuck you. It's never been like that. It'll be like all right, and he'll be like all right. Well, I'll call you tomorrow, fuckface. I'm sure he won't say it, but I'm sure he mumbles fuckface under his breath.
Is there?
But there's never like I'm not talking to my brother situation.
As well, talk about that now. Joan Rivers, Robin Williams, 2 legends, both passed away within the last month. Your Russell Peters thoughts on them?
Well, here because I knew Joan, I didn't know Robin. But here's how I'm sure Joan viewed it. Robin killed himself, and then Joan was like, all right, I guess he's opening for me. I'm going to go up there and fucking headline. That's how I saw it.
What a great show in heaven that would be. Yeah. They definitely make it a funnier place,
Yeah.
don't they?
And Carlin's in the side going, let me show you how this is done.
Is it neat being in this sort of camaraderie of comedians, of top-notch comedians? Do you guys play poker together? Is there a respect?
It's because of our age now, a lot of the guys are married and settled down, and so I hang around a lot of the younger comics because I'm like, you guys still want to hang out and have some fun? Let's go do this, and my house is a flop house for anybody that's in town, really, You're in LA, you're like, hey, can I come by? Yeah. Hey, it's too tight. I'm really tired. I'm staying in one of the guest rooms. I don't give a shit. It's one of those things, and they call my house the hip hop hostel because all my favorite rappers come over and stay at the house.
Who are some of your favorite rappers that will hang out
Big
there?
Daddy Kane was there over the summer for a week, and Master Ace was staying at my house here in Mississauga last week. Eric B's been at my house. Craig G stayed at my house. You name it, they're there at some point.
And this open door.
Jazzy Jeff is always at one of
Really?
my houses. Yeah.
We spoke to him once. What a really sweet guy.
Jeff's a great dude.
This open door policy, where did this come? Like, you're just so nice. You're so giving. And people always say that about you. I apologize. I forget who it was, but someone said you gave them their first watch after a big show. I can't recall.
John Paul?
No, it wasn't John Paul.
John Paul has one.
Okay, so you gave someone a watch.
Everybody who goes on, like if a comic opens for me, goes on tour with me, they get a watch.
Okay, and I apologize. I forget who it was, but I mean, it is just so, you're so giving.
Not the serious winners.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Is that what's
Fuck
happening?
you, buy your own watch.
I don't even know. Do you have some serious winners that are going to open for you? I don't even know. Yeah.
We
is
do,
that
right across the country. In
Wow.
every city, we're letting one of the comics that won the series competition open for me.
Do you like that when you don't know the guy?
You know
yeah.
what? I like it. I don't like it. It doesn't really. It's exciting for both of us. It's exciting for me because, you know, if he sucks, he's going to take it in the chin. and if he kills, that's going to be amazing for him.
Have you ever grabbed a comedian that was sort of unknown and then really helped put them into the spotlight through Twitter, through opening for you? Is there guys that really you've done that for?
You know, Kathleen McGee's opened for me a few times, and she's really funny. Jason Rouse, I've taken on the road with me. You know, there's guys, Angelo Sarukis. I try to help as many people as I can, and you know, it's never. I don't ever have this is my opening act and that's all I'm using. I switch it up all the time. You got to spread it around. You can't just, you know. It's more fair for everybody if they all each get an opportunity.
You're so nice. I want some more controversy with Russell Peters. Well, how can we create some
I don't
controversy
know.
with you?
You can call any ex-girlfriend of mine. You got some good shit.
Maybe you and Anna could just have sex here in the studio or something.
Anna?
Yeah.
I don't want to be rude and say no.
Hey, Russell, you were talking about buying things for people. I know we just met, but I really like Anna, so maybe we can.
Is it a wooden watch?
Yeah, it's a wooden
nice.
watch. You like that?
No. I just no, I don't.
Is there a point, though, you're 44 years old, evolving, have a child, and a lot of your humor does revolve around kind of having those quick-witted retorts to someone that kind of puts them down on a fun way, though. And
yeah, you want to. You don't want to. You don't want to hurt feelings. You want to insult them with love. Do you know what I mean?
I do. What's the art, though, behind that? Because it's just that you can.
Because it's your intent.
Yes.
Your intent will always come through, and you know, I mean, I just insulted the poor bastard, but he knew I was fucking around with him. Wait, hold on, he's crying. Tears of gravy.
I'm gonna cry over this wood watch. It's gonna ruin it.
I hope you stained that thing.
Oh my goodness! No, but really, it's there's not a malicious side to you, and that's essentially what you're saying. Is that something you try and tell young comedians?
I always try and when the media asks me how do you get away with saying certain things, they're so politically incorrect because it's about intent. You know, I'm not saying it from a mean place. I'm just saying it. It's like talking to an old person. Old people are just frank. Or a child. They just say the truth, and if it sounds horrible or whatever the problem is, it's not meant in a horrible way. You know, you want to know the truth, talk to an old person or a child. Old people say the most upsetting things in the world, and they don't even know they're doing it. My dad used to say chink. Like it was nothing. And I'm like, Dad, that's not a nice fuck. You can't say that to people. Why? What's the problem? Not a chink in the arm? I go, even that's bad. It's all bad, Dad. No, I don't admit what, you think I hate them? I go, no, but well, then why are you mad? I'm like, well, Dad, I don't know why I'm mad. I'm mad on behalf of people. Look at that. I moved around your shitty camera.
Okay, it's a pretty good camera. That's a great camera.
It is a good camera. Yeah. Your stand is a little suspect. But
well, I mean, you need that for the selfie porn.
There you go.
You got it. Thank you.
Are you married?
I'm married. Thank you. Yes.
How long have you been married for?
So I got married in February to 6 months ago, 7 months ago.
6 months ago. How was she?
6 months ago. She fresh off the boat. No, I honestly, I love marriage. I really do.
How long have you been married? 6 months.
7 months.
What's your wife's name?
Her name is Irina.
Irina. Is she Russian or something?
She is Russian. Yes, she is.
Yeah.
She is actually Moldovan. So she's one of the Baltic states.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
she speaks Russian or Moldovan?
She speaks Russian
And
just mainly Russian and English.
Did you learn any Russian?
I'm terrible at picking up on languages.
I just learned how to say how are you in Russian. I think it's hilarious.
Can you say it?
Cock dealer. Am I right?
Dead on, bro. That's how I picked her up. Yeah.
Did you know that?
No, I
Well,
didn't.
it's coq de la, but whatever. It just sounds like someone saying cock dealer with a Russian accent. Hi, I'm coq dealer. Well, when you find veg dealer, send them over.
Yeah. So, but marriage is fun for me. I mean, when you first got married, did you
How
think
long
that?
did you date her for?
So we've only about a year and a half.
And how old are you?
I'm 41.
Yeah.
I like how
Yeah.
Russell's interviewing you now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny because I saw Russell interview Charlie Sheen once on stage, and that was just what a blast that was.
That was fun. That was a crazy time. That was a fun, crazy time.
and why don't you have a talk show or something? Because you're good at that stuff.
I don't know. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I think talk shows are way harder than people think they are.
Thank you, sir.
They're really, really, and to do it day in and day out I'm not built for that.
It is an interesting.
I would get bored of it.
Would you get bored? But the fun thing is you get to create new every day.
Yeah, but then I'm not like the Jimmy Fallons who's going to go out there and do all these wacky sketches and stuff. I'm more of a Letterman who's going to be like, let's just do this right this way. How do you feel about that? Can we do that? Yeah, good. And I think everybody tries too much to turn it into a sketch show now, and I think that's what makes Letterman so special. That he gets out there, does his thing, interviews you, and goes the fuck home. You know
That's
what I mean?
all it is. Yeah, it's old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am old school, so But let's talk about your marriage now.
Okay, yeah. Interview Russell Peters.
How did you meet her, Todd?
So, truth be told, my buddy had a barbecue, and we had a lot of fun, much like I'm sure Russell Peters' home was like. Girls coming over, barbecues, and just a blast. And he gets on the horn.
There are some wild things that happen.
I would love to come to the Hip Hop Hostel. That would be.
You want to hear a wild story? Here's a New Year's at my house, 2012 to 2013. Yeah, that's what it was. 2012 to 2013. Yeah, that's correct. I had a New Year's party. And at midnight, John Favreau was DJing. Bruce Buffer did the countdown. Isaac from the Love Boat was behind the bar. Porn star Amber Lynn was there.
Oh.
I walked outside to go deal with the cops, and Damon Wayans Jr. was walking into my house. And I go, I'm so drunk. I go, Marlon. He goes, Dick. Eric Benet was in my house, hammered out of his tree. It was amazing.
Maybe a reality show in your home.
Right?
Yeah, or Celebrity Rehab, one or the other. But anyway, you're looking at your phone. Am I boring you?
No. Somebody,
okay,
I got a mass. I hate when people fucking mass text me.
What's the mass? Yeah, what's the mass? What'd you get on a mass text?
I don't know. I think somebody sent me a flyer. Guess who's home, Detroit? Apparently Tony Roberts just sent me a flyer, and he CC'd other people in it, and I'm getting their replies. Great.
Does the phone bother you? You have to be on it 24/7 just because there's so much going on?
I mean, there's days where I forget to even check Instagram. Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God.
What are you on
That's
Instagram?
insane.
Real Russell
At
P
the
as well?
Real Russell P. I try to post funny things, and for the most part, But I hate when people post like something that somebody else posted like weeks later. I'm like, but it's not a repost. They think they've just posted something original. And you're like, you really fucked that one up, kid.
Yeah. That hide your kids, hide your wife. The guy was 2 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. To be honest with you.
Nobody got time for that. I noticed on your Instagram, or it was Estero's Instagram, there was a photo of you two. Are you good friends with her?
Oh yeah, Esther. Yeah.
Esther.
I call her Esther. She comes to the house all the time.
She's great. She's a singer here from Toronto. Who's
She's an
now living
amazing
in
singer.
LA.
And she's an amazing writer. She wrote a lot of stuff for Kanye.
Yeah, she wrote Love Lockdown, right?
Yeah.
Keep your love locked. Yeah.
Do you like to hang out with a lot of local guys who make it to LA? And sort of,
If you come to my house, it's Canadian filled all the time. Eddie Deliseppi's always there. He's hard to get out of the house. He's like a shit stain on the carpet. You can get it out, but it'll come back. Angelo Sarukas is always there. Strombo stops by. Tom Green will be there. I mean, people just drop in. It's a nice, I don't run a tight ship.
Do you have normal friends, like friends that don't have massive followings, or are they not allowed?
I mean, I just, it's regular, whoever. I'm not a picky guy.
Yeah, you'll accept anybody. You'll accept
except
anyone.
for this guy. He leans in on your shot.
Tommy whispers is.
Do you whisper, Tommy?
Tom, he doesn't know how to whisper, and he doesn't know how to blink.
You don't blink, Tommy?
Have a stare down with Russell Peters. He'll kick your ass. Tommy whispers against Russell Peters, and a massive stare down right now. on the Todd Shapiro Show.
Damn it, I blinked.
See? It's impossible. The kid's a freak of nature. He'll
But
go through 2 hours.
I didn't lube up.
You
I
didn't-
looked right at you.
Wink.
He's looking at Anna for the
Didn't
record,
need
okay?
to.
See, this is why you need crappy cameras, Russell, because people might have thought you were talking to Tommy.
Yeah.
Todd keeps me here
Yeah.
as a distraction for the guests.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she ends up dating them like Brett Wilson, or
No,
she's
I
gone on dates with
didn't.
Mike Weckerly.
yeah.
She
They
gets
all
them all.
wanted to. Okay, I've gone on one date with Brett.
And
Maybe 2.
did you smash?
No.
Come on.
You
No,
didn't
he's my
smash?
dad's age. Brett
How
is
old's
like
your dad?
like 59, 50,
Okay, good.
60.
What about Kevin O'Leary? Weren't you going to go on a date with him?
No, Kevin I bumped into here at a local Toronto nightclub.
I can
in
imagine all the
Yorkville.
game he has.
No, but he was actually so honest with me and gave me such good relationship advice. Told me exactly what I needed. a
Isn't he still
partner.
married?
No.
Oh, I know somebody who banged his old lady. That's why. That's why when you said no, I was like, okay, I know somebody who banged his old lady.
Russell, is LA and California and the movie star lifestyle and the comedian star lifestyle, is it a bit fucked up? Is it crazy? Is it like you see in Californication where there's just a lot of chaos going on and infidelity?
That's why I moved to Malibu, because I was getting really tired of LA and all the weird, wacky, phony people around there. And so I moved to Malibu. It's literally like a completely... I'll give you an example. I've been living in LA now for 8.5, almost 9 years. I lived in the Hollywood Hills for the first 3, and I lived in Studio City for the last 5. And then about 5 months ago, I moved to Malibu. Now, in those first 8 years, I never met one single neighbor ever. The second day I was living in Malibu, my next door neighbor came over with his wife, his twin daughters, and fresh baked cookies.
Lovely. Like a community feeling.
Yeah,
It doesn't
and
matter
he was
what.
like, "Hey,
yeah.
welcome to the neighborhood." And I was like, "Wow, this is awesome." And then the other neighbors moved in, and they came over and introduced themselves. It was like, "All right, so this is what it's like out here, huh?" And then I go to this place for breakfast, and everybody's really friendly. Like, "Hey, Russell," and it's not that weird. "Hey, man, how are you? What's your name? What do you do?" It's like, "Hey, they remember your name. Hey, Russell, what's going on? Hey, you want to come surfing?" I'm like, "No." But do you mean on the internet? Because that's the only surfing I'm doing.
You don't surf, huh?
No, I'm a brown guy. Dude.
I don't know.
I'm not much of a swimmer. I'm clearly not an athletic build anymore.
And what, you look good. You're keeping it together. Come
I'm doing
on.
push-ups.
Yeah, you should do push-ups. You got a big tour coming. He's looking at Anna winking.
Let's do some push-ups, man.
I had the pleasure actually in Malibu to stay at Don Wildman's house. Are you near
Don
Don?
Wildman.
He's the owner of Bally's Fitness. So he sold it back in the 80s for like $1 billion.
Wow.
And what a beautiful. I mean,
Where is his place?
It's right off the. You come
On the
down
PCH?
you come down the main hill and it's just right there. I don't know.
He's probably right by me then, because that sounds like the directions to my house.
Is Chris Chelios near you?
You know what's funny is I saw Ty Domi yesterday,
Okay.
and he was like, "Hey, do you see Chelios out there?" And I'm like, "Who?" Because I don't watch hockey, and I'm like, "Chelios, this sounds like a Japanese lady saying straight Cheerios." It sounds like my friend Spinbad's wife. "Hey, Chris, I made you some Chelios." No, but Ty was like, "Yeah, you got to call him up. Go see him." I don't know him, Ty. I know you. I don't. He's like, "Yeah, go to the Greek place. He's always there."
That's it. And isn't Sheldon Surrey there? Did he ask you about that too? Another hockey player?
He
No?
knows.
No.
I know Ty. I told him, I was like, "Ty, the only hockey players I know are you."
Yep.
Personally, I know him, and I know Dougie Gilmore. And then as far as names I know, they're like Daryl Sittler, Lanny McDonald, Guy Lafleur,
Old like
Wayne Gretzky. Those are the names I know. Bobby Orr,
You did a hockey movie.
Gordie Howe. Those are the names I know. But I couldn't point them out in a lineup. You know what I mean?
You could point Wayne Gretzky out.
I could point out Wayne Gretzky,
Yeah.
and I could
Yeah.
point out Lanny McDonald if he has the mustache. And I have a picture of him and I from years ago, and I can't find it.
Oh man, are there certain memories, like despite whatever wealth you have in life, that you really always hold on to? Little things like that. And is that one of the messages maybe for people? It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
how,
I mean, there's when I come home, I tend to go for drives through my old neighborhood, like in Brampton. I'll go 1 in the morning. I'll drive through the townhouse complex I grew up in, and I'll sometimes stop and park in front of my old house, and I really just want to knock on the door and be like, "Can I come in and look?" I really do, but I don't want to freak them out. What if they're not fans? What if they hate my guts? What if, like, you're the reason this house is possessed?
Can you imagine?
Fuck you. Why did you burn a rat in the basement? You know, like
What a great. I mean, you should film something like that. Something like that would go viral. You just go to your old home, say hi to the people, hang out, have a nice dinner. Russell Peters goes back to his house.
Yeah,
Something
I would love to. You know, there was always I used to have this fantasy of buying all the houses we ever lived in, just so I can go visit them whenever I wanted.
You are just really a gem, Russell Peters. I'm
a nostalgic fool.
But there's nothing wrong with that because that's where you hold on to some of your best memories.
Yeah, and that's how I go back. If I ever need to go back mentally to the way I am, not the way I've become, and that's how I do it. I go back and I go, all right, think about who you were then. Think about how humble this shit was. Now get your fucking brain back here and get your head out of your ass, stupid. You know what I mean? The world you live in now is not the real world. That's the real world you were living in before.
Well, there's an innocence to that, which is nice.
Yeah, and you gotta remind yourself of it at all times. And that's how I do it for me. I mean, it may not work for other people. It may make other people mad. Oh, fuck this shit. You know, because that's the sentence they'd say.
I guess, none of us in this room
Anna,
for sure.
did you see that?
Yeah.
No, it was the
It
tongue
sounds like
work.
a
I just wanted you to
vocal.
see that.
Wink.
I
Is
think
this
you guys
subtle?
Imagine if Russell Peters, Jay, ends up, a guy who said he's never marrying again. Him and Anna hit it off somehow.
Yeah, and then she's like, I'm never marrying. And then
And we have the cutest, like, light-skinned babies, and
Oh
they
my
never
God.
have to tan.
I make great kids.
Do you? I know, I saw.
Yeah. My balls are filled with beauty.
Oh, boy. We've just derailed.
Do you talk to the ex-wife? I won't bring it up.
If you have to, you talk to her. Otherwise, I could give a fuck.
Does it become that bad? I mean, I'm
know,
very hopeful. I'm very optimistic that mine
Yeah.
will last forever.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Good for you, Todd.
Here's the thing. As much as mine didn't work out, and I understand, I'm not a guy who looks at relationships and goes, "Oh fuck, it's stupid. I hate." I'm not. I like love and I like relationships. I like them for other people, though. I don't think that's necessarily the road for me. But when I see a happy couple, I'm very happy to see a happy couple. I don't ever get angry with them. I'm not like fuck. But if you're realistic and if you had talked to me before you got married, I would have just said, listen, talk to any married couple. Nobody has anything good to say about marriage. There's a reason why marriage isn't on Yelp. It would have no good reviews.
I took the philosophy, Russell, that stop staring at Anna.
There's another blonde chick out there.
Another hot chick. Boomer's up there. Not Boomer. Who's out? Who else is out there?
Boomer's girlfriend's with him as well.
He brings in Boomer. Boomer finally brings in his girlfriend. Russell Peters shows up.
Her last name is Rang.
Yeah.
Together they're Boomerang.
But no, I always thought that getting married, for me, it's like marry 4 points higher than you. Then you'll kiss their ass the same way you would kiss, whatever date you're on that night's ass. And I just keep doing that.
I always, here's the thing.
Yeah.
That's always my thing. I'm like, I always end up dating really beautiful women, and they really fucking irritate me. I was dating Miss Puerto Rico. Let me show you this chick.
That's
She's beautiful.
Okay, hang on. We're here with
all
Russell
the dirty
Peters in
stuff.
studio looking at Miss Puerto Rico right on a cell phone.
That's my dick pic.
Show us your dick. Come on, show us your dick. Can we show me your dick? I'll show you. Can we exchange
Here,
dick
that's
shots?
That's Miss Puerto Rico that I dated.
Fuck, buddy. Come here. High five. Damn.
Beautiful girl.
Yeah, bro. Show Jay. Jay doesn't often see.
Oh, wow.
That shit crazy. You know what I mean? I can't deal with that.
Yeah.
I can't deal with jealous. I can't deal with insecure. And I find the more models you date, the more insecure they are. It's really a bizarre thing. Here's another one. This one's good
I
too.
love this. We're here with Russell, and he's just showing us pictures, just like a dude would. Just like a dude. We're gonna go through later.
I always say if you marry at 10, you can minus 50 from your income for the rest of your life. That's the way I look at it.
There's one.
Wow, holy shit.
Yeah.
Who's that? Let me see.
Oh my God.
Do you date porn stars anymore? Yeah. Who the fuck's that?
No. I have to think about that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I never dated. I dated one and then I banged a few, but that's different.
Yeah, yeah,
The
'cause
one
you're-
I dated was really beautiful.
Sunny
and,
Leon, right?
And she
Yeah.
was the sweetest, cutest little girl too. You know.
Oh wow,
And
We're just going through Russell's phone.
this is amazing.
This is the best. The lips on that last one. I mean,
yeah.
wow, good
Which
for you.
one's lips? Oh.
Jeez, you're a lucky
Here's,
man.
I dated a lot of these beautiful women, but they ultimately get on my nerves because they're so needy. Look, there's another one.
Oh wow.
They're all
This is the best.
they're just needy
Best. This is my favorite. How many are there? How many are there?
in this folder or
God.
this app?
Do you know?
No, I don't know what app you
what
use?
app
This
is
is an
that?
app to hide pictures. So you have your pictures open. Your wife
Yeah.
walks in the room. You put your phone down. She goes, "What are you looking at?" And then you goes, "Nothing. I'm just doing some math." And then you're good.
It looks like a calculator. Yeah. And then she's like, Russell, you haven't done math in 25 years.
And I go, "That's what I'm trying to get better at it."
I'm trying to count all our money. Well, you're having fun. I hate the expression "living the dream," but it seems like you're living the dream. And what you do, you really represent all of us well.
Well, that's the thing. When it's funny enough that you say that
Yeah.
because when I do these goofy things, I always do them. Get in.
I know. It's just so distracting.
Not distracted.
It's so yeah.
Don't kick the girl out.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Boomer out.
Boomer is
Boomer comes and leaves his girl out.
yeah. Boomer is our Kramer on steroids. He just shows up here.
Literally on steroids.
Yeah.
I'm on hemorrhoids, Boomer.
What were we talking about?
No, but when
Yeah.
when I do all these things, when I date the model, when I buy the expensive car, buy the dumb watch or the big house, I never do it like I'm doing this for me. It's always like this is for every fucking guy who ever thought they would never get a chance to do this. And it's really my motivation when I do it. It's to show the guys that are out there that are just like me and you. Maybe not you, but maybe when I
He's looking at Tommy Whispers.
see what I did there. He's crying.
No, he doesn't. He can't blink. He can't cry.
Lean back, Tommy. Lean back.
Yeah. Okay. He's jerking him off right now. Like shows us pictures of his beautiful women and jerks off. This is the best Canadian ever, Russell Peters. Yeah, it's phenomenal.
But I always do it.
Yeah.
When it's never like, look what I got. It's like, can you believe this shit?
You say it so perfectly, and I know that you're saying it sincerely. And I think one day, you'll wake up and you'll go, how, like, this is the best. Like, I mean, every day you wake, this is just, and I'm so lucky, and like everyone should share in this, and that's why you invite people in your home, and that's why you give watches, and there's no ego to you, and it upsets me in a way because
There is an ego, but
Yeah.
I leave my ego to myself. It's I never let it out. You never want to let it out. The ego's a killer, dude. It'll ruin you.
The difference, though, for you, I think, and I'm not your therapist or anything. I don't know why I'm speaking on behalf of you, but maybe you have an ego, but it's just because you're so good at what you do, and there's nothing wrong with being confident at that. You're the best
Yeah.
in the world at it.
I wouldn't say I'm the best at it, but I'm confident with what I've got.
Yeah, no, you're the best at it. Okay. Doing new
I'll take
material
it then.
for this almost famous tour that you're doing starting in Saskatchewan in a few weeks. Is it weird going back and trying and attempting new jokes and doing it in the smaller audiences?
No, you got to do it, buddy. It's part of the gig. That's like saying to a chef, is it weird to learn how to cook something new? No, you got to. You got to expand, and you got to keep moving forward. Otherwise, there's a lot of comics. I started. I've been doing this 25 years, and there's guys that when I started were in the game already 10 years, and they had great acts, and then I see them now, and they're still doing the same act. The act is still great, but I'm like, dude, it's been fucking 35 years. It's time to write a new fucking joke.
Evolve a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit even, but they have no motivation to do that. Maybe they don't want to do that.
Fear of failure for some?
I don't know, whatever it is,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of really talented, funny guys out here. Is Larry Horowitz still teaching at George Brown or Humber?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't go
Anybody
to
go to
Humber.
that Humber
Yeah,
Hill?
yeah.
You never went?
No.
Is
Shay's
he?
a construction. Yeah. Okay.
Because Larry Horowitz, to me, when I started, was one of the biggest influences on me. Like, he was so good, dude. Larry Horowitz gave me the style that made it look like you just thought of it right then and there. And Mike Bullard gave me the idea to be sharp and quick on stage. And then I combined the two of them, you know what I mean? And then George Eddie Murphy gave me the style to be a storyteller, and George Carlin gave me the style to be a little crazy with it, a little not be afraid to push it a little bit more, you know. And I'm just really a jambalaya of different styles that became me.
Is it hard to like remember an entire set? Is it does that go?
No,
did you
it's,
sit in
it's
front
not
of?
hard to remember the set I'm doing now. It's
Yeah.
hard for me to remember an old set.
Interesting.
And people are like, hey, do that joke. And I'm like, how does it go? And then they'll be like, come on, you know it. I'm like, no, I knew it. I forgot it now.
We're aging, aren't we? That's what happens.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I'm on my, what am I on?
You're on the down. You're on the decline.
I'm on my 8th, or 9th hour. Not hour, but like, more than an hour, but I'm on my 9th set, So, after a while, it's hard to remember the old ones.
Man, that's...
I can remember the ones I started doing, back when I first started, and they were fucking terrible.
I saw you 14 years ago. You came and played Seneca College.
Newnham?
No, it was the new one at Steeles and in York. It was Seneca
Finch
at York. Yeah, just a little
Seneca
bit.
at York. I remember that.
You did Seneca at York, and here I was. I went to school later
That was
in life.
Newnham campus?
It wasn't. I don't think it's called. It was just Seneca at York.
Yeah.
Yeah. Newton's more on Finch, a little bit east of
that's
that. We're
okay,
talking
right.
locally here anyway.
What's funny is
Yeah.
exactly 1 year, 13 years to the day tomorrow was 9/11. And I remember I had a gig at Seneca Newnham that day. And I still went. It was September 11th, 2001. We obviously know what happened. But I was so broke at the time. I still went to the gig. I'm like, I need money, dude. And then I got there. I had to pay for parking, and I was pissed that the gig was canceled because I was like, I just paid for fucking parking. I just spent $8 on parking. I don't have $8 to be throwing around like a lunatic.
I think it's so wonderful you share these stories, though, and because you speak so openly about them, because there's people going 13 years, and I can be maybe the next third highest paid comedian in the world. And really, if you think about it in those terms, you give so many people so much hope.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not like I felt like this was going to happen. It was just, it would be nice if it happened, but it was, it's something that had never happened before. So how could you aspire to it? How could you I couldn't even conceive it at that time.
But you must have had some sort of aspirations to be a top comedian.
Oh yeah, I wanted to be, I would have been more than happy just being a AAA headliner and maybe selling out a Saturday night show. You know what I mean? That would have been fine.
Wow, and it just landed in your lap, and you've ran with it ever since, and you never stop. You keep going, you keep evolving, you keep working. Do you regret though that Christmas special you did?
I don't particularly love the Christmas special. I got to be honest with you. It's not. Definitely not my best foot forward, but not to pass blame, but my brother was really behind that one.
Hang on. He was going through a very bad period back then.
Yeah,
It was not a good year, and his head was not in the game. We gave him all the scripts, we walked him through everything, but that was a very bad year for him.
That was 1 month before I got separated.
So you knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming, but she didn't.
Isn't that how you picked her up too? Yeah.
Right. That's how I got her pregnant.
Oh my God. Yeah, but you hung with Bublé at least.
Bublé, I was texting with him today, funny enough.
I hear he is like the coolest cat around.
He's fucking awesome, dude. He's a great guy. It's funny, he was telling me, he said, what are you doing? I said, I'm doing promo. I go, what did I say? I texted him for his birthday, that's why. And he said, hey, thanks, buddy. How's everything going? I said, good, I'm doing press all day. For what? I'm like, my tour. And he goes, I got in so much shit when I did all my promo, because he was being sarcastic and making jokes. And this is what I mean. People, when you write something, you can't understand tone and you can't hear sarcasm. And he was making, he does not take himself too seriously at all. It's not like he's like, I'm a serious singer. He's like, even he said to me, he goes, you're so lucky you get to do what you want to do. I have to get on stage and sing these fucking songs that my grandfather taught me. You know what I mean? But he loves what he does too. But he gets it. He gets it. He gets it as, this is just what it is. We're still the same fucking guys we were. And he got in trouble for making fun of himself. He was like, yeah, I'm the greatest singer ever. And people were like, oh, can you believe the ego on this guy?
Oh,
He's like, no, I was kidding.
Can't people read through that stuff?
Yeah, and then he was like, sell, Mortimer, sell. And I said pork bellies.
Where can people get your tickets for your tour?
They can get them where can they get the tickets, Toots? Say it into the mic. Anna can sit on my lap.
RussellPeters.com.
RussellPeters.com.
RussellPeters.com, all across Canada. It launches on the 27th in Saskatchewan. Is that correct?
That is correct. This Saturday.
This Saturday?
Yeah, buddy. Saskatoon, here I come.
Yeah, that's right. And I heard that. Saskatoon.
No, Saskatoon.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Jesus, where's my mind going?
Yeah, right. You want to get home to
Irina.
Petronova, whatever her name is.
You know, it's funny. I said to myself, one of my aspirations in life, and this is a God's honest true story, I always wanted to marry an OVA girl. I always thought, and I attempted comedy, it was terrible, but I had this whole routine about OVA girls. Anyone with the OVA was like, except for Martina Navratilova, and any other OVA girl
And
growing
maybe
up.
some of the Drake ones. Those are OVO. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. and then I got my OVA. So I got my OVA, and we'll see if it lasts. But it's not about me. It's about Russell Peters at The Real Russell P on Twitter and Instagram. Looks like you guys got to run. I can't believe you dedicated an hour of your time for us. You really.
Well, you're the last one of the day, I believe. So is it? Oh, yeah. So I just stayed.
You want to go get fucking hammered? You want to go like just
No,
I'll stop the show now.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Let's go tie one on tonight. Fuck.
Happy hour.
I told Mike I would go to a show tonight.
To Buble.
No, Tyson.
You're gonna that's crazy. So this one man show, and I saw a bit of it on HBO, and it was, to be
Really
honest,
great.
it was hard for me to understand though. And only because he speaks so quickly, but I mean, how does a guy like that have the balls to go and do stand-up comedy and a life story of himself?
It's just he just goes up and tells his life story. It's just that his life story happens to be somewhat funny and tragic, and that's what makes a great story: tragedy and comedy.
Shakespeare
combining.
taught us that. Yeah.
That's right.
Wow. Are you going to do a life story one day, or is that what your comedy is?
No, it's already. It's just I just that's why I think I don't have any mental problems, because I get on stage and exercise all the demons. I let them all out on stage.
It's therapeutic for you.
Very therapeutic.
Man, what a great, and while it's therapeutic, you entertain millions and millions
So
of people.
glad my pain can heal. More wooden watches for my friend.
Jay, do you have anything for Russell before he takes off?
Do you want to
Jay,
trade?
first of all, you've been so chatty all day.
Do you want to trade watches, Russell?
Yeah, would you like this Rolex?
Yeah, this. I bought I stole this from a Target. You can have it.
Oh look, brother, you would have liked that one. It's still plastic on it. Here, Jay, this is what $80,000 feels like.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Holy shit! That's a
Jay, I
Rolex.
heard he said he would trade for you. So
Yeah,
platinum.
this is what 4,000 in debt feels like.
It's very fluid.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
okay, are you a watch guy? You love
I
watches?
am, yeah.
Yeah.
And I, what's funny is I still feel guilt when I make a big purchase, so I try to offset it by getting rid of things. Isn't that weird?
Not
I
really.
just bought another Rolex a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, ugh. Okay, I know what I'll do. I'll sell 5 other ones.
I think it's a perfect balance.
I put 5 watches on eBay.
and that'd be and you like
A friend of mine's handling it for me.
he's just doing. So you actually sell your old ones because they're just sitting there. So why not?
Yeah, I'm like, what's the point of this?
Really?
And it was literally $100,000 worth of watches just sitting there, not doing anything. So I'm like, let's just sell those. And
You're too normal. You're too regular. I mean, that's why,
That's a
because
good
you
thing.
have this guilt within you, and it's because you
Yeah.
come from a background, let's be honest, where you saw your parents work hard to provide better lives for you. So
Absolutely.
you will always feel that way. You will always have that feeling
yeah, I
inside.
want my daughter to understand that and respect struggle.
You think she can?
I don't know. If she takes after me, she will. If she takes after mother, we're fucked.
Okay. I wonder how much money she got in that settlement.
She, no, she did okay. She didn't like drain me or anything, but she drains me physically, emotionally.
Well, you know what? Back to that tragedy and comedy. Whatever happened to you, you give it back to us in such fun ways. So, I mean, I'm sorry you're going through it at times, but
I'm okay, buddy.
good. Well,
I kind of dig it, to be honest with you. You can't, as a comic, you need something to fuck you up. You know what I mean?
well, you must create drama sometimes for yourself to
I
get.
do. I think that's why I always fail relationships, so I have some way to feel some sort of pain.
I relate the 100% as an artist.
Yeah.
You create your own story and your drama, so you have
Yeah.
something to write about.
Get over
Otherwise,
here.
you're.
Well, I will slap the shit out of you. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Hey,
You like
Russell.
rice, baby? Oh, I'm Indian. We eat a lot of rice.
I'm so
You like
presumptuous.
fitness? Well, then how about fitness dick in your mouth? I couldn't help it. It was right there. Low-hanging balls. Listen,
You weren't Russell Peters.
love you so much. Don't ever leave me.
Take her to Buble tonight.
No, it's Tyson.
Tyson, I mean. No, that Mike. Sorry,
I've been
jeez.
to Buble. He's actually really
Yeah.
funny
He's
on stage.
awesome live,
He's
dude.
hilarious.
It's
He's
funny
better
'cause-
a comedian than he is.
No, I really like his voice when he sings. Even I'm like, wow. I didn't know I'd get goosebumps from my friend.
Taking
It's
off your
kind of wild
pants.
because, your friend's really good at what he does. I have friends that do things, but they're not that great at it. And I'm like, oh, that's really good. Then you go see me like, wow, you're really fucking good at this.
Well, that's nice that you can appreciate, your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Todd, you did a great job, too.
I thought you know what you said there, that I'm your friend, and I take a lot away from that. So thank
Yeah,
you.
you did good, kid.
Yeah. I'm having a lot of fun doing this, and I got a great team around me and great support, and guys like you truly legitimize all of it. So
What
thank
about
you.
the live band? Are they going to play me out?
Yeah. Can you write a custom song for him?
Right now.
Yeah, I thought you would have done that. I thought you would have done that during the show.
Can you
Or
sing a little hip-hop ditty?
Yeah. What's I can't hear you. Sorry, Roddy.
I said I was captivated.
Oh, good. Yeah. Roddy.
What
Roddy.
actor does he look like?
Roddy Comer from Most Non-Heinous and Rebel Emergency. Who do you look like? Shia LaBeouf?
It's the guy
No, you know who it is? It's
Boogie Nights. It's the guy from Boogie Nights.
Giancarlo Esposito. No. The Torturo. Look at him.
Oh, John Turturro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that a little bit. Yeah. John.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Ha! Fucker.
You ever see
go
Rounders?
get a tattoo
He's
and
great in
relieve yourself.
Rounders. Best movie ever. Rounders?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Rounders.
Are you can you sing a song or is it to Roddy?
Come
Yeah.
on, just freestyle, son.
He can do it better than
Here,
anybody
you
else.
play. Come on, you strum and I'll make up a song for us to get out of here. I don't know. You strum and I'll go with it.
Okay, Russell Peters is here with our filling guitarist Mike because Jeff's on tour with Ill Scarlet right now, and Mike, have some fun. Take over.
Don't
and
go
let
too
Russ-
slow either.
Yeah. Let Russell.
That doesn't mean go
Just
fucking
go, just
Spanish
go.
guitar.
He's
Just vibe it, son.
dude.
Vibe
He'll
that
do it.
shit.
He'll do it, bro.
Hey, what's the name of this show?
Todd Shapiro Show.
All right.
Thanks. I thought we were friends.
You're really okay. It's good to be here at Sirius Radio, where we're wrapping up the Todd Shapiro Show. In case you didn't know, not one Negro in the show. We had a good time today. Made fun of people that aren't gay. I might have said chink. I apologize. But he don't blink. And I'm sure you don't stink. Oh, shit. I like that when she showers me with her love. Brody, hope you don't ever get kicked in the crotch and try to block it with your wooden watch. Because that bitch will get a sliver. And you can punch her in the liver. This song's taking a violent turn. I apologize to the women that have been burned. My brother and I are going to get out of here. My voice is getting a little hoarse. I'm going to go jump in my brother's Porsche.
Hey, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Russell Peters. Go to russellpeters.com for your tickets for the Almost Famous Tour this Saturday in Saskatchewan, and look for dates near you all across Canada. Thank you so much. It's been such an honor, man. I really, I appreciate it.